LeBron James Jr, aka Bronny, has recently been making headways, just not in basketball.
LeBron still spank you?
Nah.
I wish I could get spanked by LeBron.
Oh, I have to dig this
Yo,
I can't.
And while that's been really fun, it's easy to forget that apart from being the son of LeBron James, Bronny has been carving his own path. 1 year into high school, and he just got ranked the 24th best player in his class, which I don't agree with. So, at the age of 15, with a year under his belt going against the elite, let's see how good Bronny actually is and how he measures up to his dad LeBron when he was in high school. What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. 2K on the PS5 really just became a sweat simulator 2.0. Yeah. Okay, the press conference was fire, but the PlayStation 5 memes are amazing. I'm not gonna lie, Bronny's streams are actually entertaining, especially the donations.
thanks.
Speaking of banana, can I see your large banana? Thank you, Poppy.
Alright, so Bronny, in his freshman year of high school, averaged a whopping 6.8 points per game in 6 official high school games. There are way more games than that, but stats are hard to come by, like this game in which Sierra Canyon only recorded 3 players in the box score. But that doesn't take into account any context, like the fact that Sierra Canyon, his high school, is loaded with talent. They had Zaire Williams, who in the class of 2020 was ranked 7th, and by Max Preps ranked the 2nd best senior in the nation, along with being the best small forward in the nation. Yeah, they also had BJ Boston, who is ranked in the top 10 in the class of 2020. These two players are almost guaranteed one and done NBA prospects and should make the league, and they were in their senior year. So Bronny walked into a godly program and was supposed to be a role player at best. When LeBron was in high school, he was the entire offense the moment he walked in that gym. So instead, we're gonna have to really look at what Bronny is doing on the court. So drop a like for the amount of Bronny celebrations, 6,391, streaming a pack opening on Twitch with flights, music, and oh yeah, the all-day Discord is pretty fun. I'm not even gonna lie, I love interacting with all y'all there. And to the 91% of people that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, it takes like 2 seconds and it's quicker than this Bronny dunk, so please subscribe. Also, I made a reaction channel that I'm gonna be reacting to a lot of basketball and 1v1, so get on the wave. I'ma upload once we get to 5,000 subs, so links in the description. Bronny stands at 6'2", 176 pounds, and he's a point guard, a primary ball handler for Sierra Canyon. That has somehow become a negative narrative when compared to LeBron, who was 6'6", 200 pounds as a sophomore. And that's going to be a recurring theme, specifically Bronny's athleticism and essentially his genetics compared to his dad LeBron. But before we get there, let's talk about Bronny's competition. Real quick though, shout out to Mars Reel for letting me use their crispy HD footage, and they got a bunch of Bronny highlights along with other players, so check them out. Sierra Canyon is in California, which has been the most competitive high school basketball state in the country. And so not only is Bronny one of the younger players, he's ending up playing schools like Mater Dei and Etiwanda, who each have NBA prospects of their own. LeBron's high school competition in his freshman year was nowhere near that, mostly because St. Vincent Mary wasn't on the map. Mikey Williams High School isn't in the same division as Sierra Canyon. So LeBron wasn't facing the best high school defenders until his junior year, but he was still showing out. Bronny's doing everything. He's dunking a lot, he's making layups. Bronny really does the same one-hand little cockback rim grazer. It's kind of like a mini Bron dunk. He can dunk with 2 hands, catching alley-oops. This is still improvement from 8 months ago when dunks were more rare for Bronny. His vertical seems to be getting higher, but LeBron as a 15-year-old, well, he had more bunnies. This was in a sold-out arena in Columbus when Bron was a 15-year-old and he was just physically dominating. He made everyone else look like kids when he was a kid, and he would only get a bit bigger. He was always ranked at the top of his class. But as a freshman, what Bronny has shown is more on par with LeBron as a freshman, and deserves better than the 24th ranking, which I'll get into later. LeBron wasn't dunking everything as a freshman. Instead, he was being crafty in the air, sort of avoiding contact. Full transparency, a lot of LeBron's high school highlights aren't categorized by year, so a lot of what you see on social media, most montages, are from his junior and senior year, where LeBron was so dominant that he got on Sports Illustrated at the age of 17. Sophomore year highlights for LeBron show that LeBron was sort of just gliding in the air, right before he got all of his bullying abilities. So no, Bronny is not where his dad was at the same age in terms of athleticism, but it's not completely off. The expectations that Bronny is supposed to be doing this is extremely unrealistic because LeBron was literally one of the best high school basketball players ever. But Bronny's athleticism in the context of a normal high school freshman is up there and warrants a higher ranking. He's not bullying through his opponents just yet, but he's being creative with his finishes. He's been able to be acrobatic and his vertical is still really great. Let's also remember that Bronny is a point guard. He's already NBA height and he has 3 more years to go before college. Even if he only grows to 6'5" or 6'6", he's gonna be one tall and lanky point guard. The crazy thing is that the pressure is real on Bronny. When you have Drake pull up with a packed gym to watch a high school game and he ain't there for the 17-year-olds, that's something. Alright, maybe that was out of pocket. And Bronny is responding. In limited minutes, Bronny has made an impact. Let me start with the more famous example, Sierra Can's game against LeBron's old school, St. Vincent Mary. What everyone remembers is the steal that would end up leading to the game-winning layup by Bronny. While that was a Cinderella story ending, what I take from that game is that Bronny was put in the game at the end. The choice to put Bronny at the end of games is because of his 2 strengths, his ability to make catch and shoot threes, and his high IQ offense and defense. While the game against St. Vincent Mary, Bronny got to play a lot and showed up throughout the game, let's look at their most recent game in the regional championship against Etiwanda. A 2-point victory, but more importantly, Bronny was in the closing lineup as a freshman. If Sierra Canyon loses, they get bounced out of the regional championship, and Sierra is down 10 with 4 minutes left, and Bronny is left in the lineup to play a full court trap defense. That's a lot of trust on a 15-year-old, and he gets steals and is able to cover passing lanes, help his team get more possessions, and Sierra Canyon comes back. And just look at the team hypeness. Bronny is better than that 24th ranking, even if he's not that flashy yet. But honestly, ESPN be missing with a lot of rankings, so whatever. Probably the most exciting part of Bronny's game is his passing. He can thread the needle, make the right read most of the time, throw lobs from half court, and pass it to the sweet spot of shooters. He continuously moves the ball around, very similar to his AAU days that I described in my video 8 months ago, but one thing I've noticed more and more is his ability to pass from awkward positions and still make pinpoint passes. He's passing across his body, but still bulleting passes. I think this is something that's directly from LeBron. LeBron was doing this all throughout high school. It's one thing to have vision, it's another to be able to execute these passes, and Bronny has both. Again, LeBron in high school was more athletic during this time, so his passes looked cooler, but they are similar levels at the same age, especially with Bronny becoming more and more freeform with his passes, which, when translated on an NBA level, leads to some amazing results. The one thing Bronny is definitely better than his dad at is shooting. Bronny's jump shot is smooth. LeBron's had a little hitch, was way more flat and inconsistent. Especially coming off of a pick and roll, Bronny just gets into his shot a lot quicker, and he's a floor spacer for Sierra Canyon, so he's shown an ability to get his shot off at a good speed off of a catch and shoot. It's hard to tell if it's elite for high school, but what I can say is that it's on par with other NBA prospects, but not necessarily above them. That's still more than what LeBron had in high school, and so Bronny definitely wins this category. Looking at Bronny's defense, it's not a shock that a team trusts him in the clutch moments because he can hold his own guarding ball handlers and making them feel less comfortable. He keeps low, keeps his hands up, and slides his feet while constantly using his body and not his hands to bump defenders. He keeps defenders in front of him, and this is honestly rare for high school athletes. Nasir Little was so out of place because his main shtick was defense, and people weren't used to seeing it. And that sort of gets to the point that Bronny is amazing at fulfilling his role. Because Bronny isn't the star that's carrying the load yet, he's putting the energy in everything else, which means that he's making his game well-rounded. He's focusing on other parts of basketball besides just the offense. The one thing that you can't teach Bronny is this poise he has under pressure. Despite all of social media, despite every celebrity showing up, every NBA player showing up, Bronny continues to play his game as if it's a normal thing. Even in clutch moments, he still plays his normal game. It's not as if the moment is getting to him. And every scout raves about his poise. A huge part of why Bronny has his poise is because he has developed a floater which is quicker than him pulling up from mid-range. This means that he isn't worried about going anywhere on the court. He becomes a 3-level scorer, a guy who can make the open 3, but then drive past the defender stepping up and make that mid-range floor area his area. That's the beauty of all this. Bronny is not the same as his dad, nor should he be. He's going to develop differently, but the IQ he possesses, that's priceless. You can see LeBron's fingerprints on Bronny's game, but that doesn't mean that Bronny isn't being himself. In fact, I just think we're starting to see the surface of Bronny as a player and as a person. But what do you think? How good will Bronny become? Will Bronny and LeBron play in the NBA together? Let me know in the comments down below. Drop a like for Bronny cause he's the future. Sub up to the reaction channel, join the community on Discord. Look, we kinda going in the bag right now, and I'm trying to give you all content. And if you're still here, comment impact so I know you're a real one. The Instagram shout of the day goes to Vincent, and the all-day notification shout goes to the real Tut. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to hit the bell for all your notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit the subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out, and we vibing.